Hey everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, March 2019. I hope you're doing well. In this video, it's simple. I want to jump right in. I want to talk about the two green circles you see on the zoomed out Bitcoin charts, in particular, in context to Litecoin. We've talked about it a lot on this channel, but these two cryptocurrencies continue to move in harmony and continue to throw us so many clues in where we are in this potential bottom in this bear market. So I want to jump right in. Let's talk about it, and let's start with the very basics, right? So May 22nd, 2015, Litecoin in that bear market made a move, a very strong move. You can see it on the screen right here. Very large candle breaking right through the blue line, the 50 EMA. It was an incredibly important move, and from there you can see Litecoin just really dominated some crazy gains in that time period. But what I want to do is break down those gains step by step. So we had the break 50 EMA on May 22nd, 2015. What you see Litecoin did, retraced to 50 EMA support and continued up to break the 200 EMA. And that was around 25 days later. Now, at the same time, I want to show you Bitcoin, what it was doing at that time. So May 22nd, 2015, we can zoom in a little bit here. When Litecoin was breaking the 50 EMA, Bitcoin definitely wasn't breaking the 50 EMA. Bitcoin was seeing resistance at the 50 EMA. There were gains, but not as many gains as Litecoin. So that's what Bitcoin was doing. 50 EMA resistance, and actually didn't test the 50 EMA and break the 50 EMA until June 15th, June 16th in that time frame. So keep that in mind. Now, going back to Litecoin chart, 25 days later, we say that Litecoin broke the 200 EMA. Now, I want to show you in context to where we are today, what's going on with Litecoin. So Litecoin, right now, we had February 8th, Litecoin breaking the 50 EMA, very similar to that May 22nd move in 2015, even in terms of gains on that day. And then 26 days later, actually 25 days later exactly, I believe, and I just want to make sure. 25 days later, just exactly like that last bear market, Litecoin, after breaking the 50 EMA, breaks the 200 EMA. So the similarities, I say, are extremely strong, and I think they're very relevant. Technical analysis is to take historical data and help us determine momentum, moves, potential moves in a cryptocurrency that we're tracking. And that's what we're doing. We're taking that historical data, and it's so the move of Litecoin in this bottom, in this bear market, has been so similar. And I always say we're going to continue tracking it until it diverges away from that similarity, but it continues to do so. So yesterday we had the 200 EMA close, Litecoin close above the 200 EMA. Right now we have a daily candle in formation. Really want to see how that plays out. But that's kind of where we are. We're in that first daily full bar close above the 200 EMA here for Litecoin. And if we go back to that 2015 market, if you really want to liken it to each other, we can say we are right about here, the day after that 200 EMA break for Litecoin. Now, if we're right here, what can we look to anticipate if Litecoin continues this trajectory that is so similar to 2015? Well, you see this little square I've highlighted. You see Litecoin kind of consolidates a little bit above the 200 EMA before having some crazy gains. I think like 240% gains right here. I'm not sitting here saying that's going to happen, but if Litecoin continues momentum to the upside, what we really want to look for is this 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. That's what we're really going to be looking for. So going back to where we are now, we have a little bit of ways to go. But for Litecoin to the upside, a break to the upside above this longer term trend line that stems back to the beginning of December, what we'll see is potential breakouts. If we do get a break above this trend line and kind of a bullish run for Litecoin, we're talking to close to $90, right? And this isn't like tomorrow. I'm not saying this is going to happen the next few days, but this is a target to the upside that will definitely bring Litecoin 50 EMA to cross the 200 EMA. That's the kind of move Litecoin needs. It needs a very strong move in order for that to do that. So price range wise, from where we are now to $90, we're looking at around a 63% gain. Just to give you some context, we had that 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA back in 2015 that we've been, kind of likening this to. From that consolidation phase to Litecoin making a move up was 230% gain. So we're not talking about 200 plus 30% gains for our, short midterm target, if you want to call it, for Litecoin. But $90 to the upside is extremely bullish. And this is a bullish video, right? I'm talking about bullish upside here. There's always room for bearish downside. But I wanted to give you context into if this increased momentum continues for Litecoin, what it might look like. And this plays into that 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. Now, you might be asking, well, what does that mean for Bitcoin? Well, if we go to Bitcoin, what Bitcoin was doing right as Litecoin was crossing above the 200 EMA, right? So June 16th, 2015, Litecoin makes the move above the 200 EMA. Bitcoin on June 16th, 2015 was making a strong move above the 50 EMA, right? So not breaking the 200 EMA like Litecoin, but making a strong move above the 50 EMA. So if we go to our charts now, you can see what has most recently happened for Bitcoin is we didn't make a strong move above the 50 EMA, but what we did do and what we have been doing is showing support above the 50 EMA, which for Bitcoin at this time is extremely bullish. And so we can kind of tie this all together and say, well, what can we anticipate for Bitcoin to the upside? And Bitcoin to the upside, we can even track an actual current pattern happening right now, potentially, with the inverse head and shoulders that we see on the daily chart stemming back to December. Left shoulder, we have a head, potential right shoulder. We've talked about this on this channel, I think probably back here towards the end of February. Possible right shoulder in formation right now with a right shoulder bounce on the 50 EMA and up through the neckline. That's the bullish scenario. And, simultaneously, Litecoin will most likely be doing something bullish as well. So Bitcoin on the upside from where we are now, that target is around 31% to the upside. It's also just above the 200 EMA. Now, a move like this would certainly get this 50 EMA to kind of start moving up. I don't think it's going to give us that 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA, but it's going to begin to get us close to that area. And just to paint this picture for you, if you go to Bitcoin in that 2015 area, even when Bitcoin was making great moves alongside Litecoin, you can see that Bitcoin actually got a similar, turn in the 50 EMA, but didn't even get a 50 EMA cross above the 200. We saw rejection there. We saw big losses there all the way back down to previous lows, basically. And we didn't get that 50 EMA cross that everybody's looking for until months later. So I want to throw this out there. That is 100% possible. The long story short is Bitcoin and Litecoin moving in great synergy. It's something to track. It's something to prepare for. This was an upside video, but there is always potential for downside, which we'll probably talk about in the next video. I just wanted to throw this out there to see if this momentum continues for both. But at the end of the day, within these ranges here, these circles that you see on the screen, there's great volatility. So be careful out there. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful how you invest your money, how you grow your portfolio, how you accumulate. Be careful. Be conservative. These are my thoughts, just throwing out the data to you. If you're here and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the channel. Thank you so much for coming by. I will see you in the next video. God bless.